Hey guys, it is Andrea with Sucs For You in Houston, Texas, and I'm going to demonstrate how to pot up some succulents. I've been asked by several people, or at least three, enough people to warrant a little demo, and I'm sure other people that haven't asked have the same question as well. So at this time, I am very happy to announce I found two little pots, and they're so cute. They're bowls from a grocery store. I drilled one. I was going to drill the other on camera, but I seem to either need some new bits or this is just some like very solid material. It took me about 20 minutes to do those 3 holes, and I was sweating afterwards. And I'm just gonna link to the demo I did before on drilling through containers, and just jump straight in here with a pre-drilled pot, and I'm going to fill it with my very own homemade cactus and succulent blend. Actually, this is a succulent soil that I make from topsoil, perlite, and pumice. And if I was to use more cactus, I'm going to use a lot less dirt and even more pumice. Perlite's great to use as a, I take a big bucket, I dump about half a bag of the topsoil, the cheap stuff in, and then I dump about half a bag of perlite in with it, and so it comes out looking more white than brown. It looks like there's a very good amount of the perlite in there. And then I'll throw in, like, I'll mix all that up, and then I put some aside for working with, and then I mix in some pumice into my smaller container, because pumice is more costly, but it's amazing stuff, totally worth your investment. You want your plants to stay alive. You don't want to worry about them as much. You want to make sure they're draining well, especially if you're in a high humidity area like Houston, Texas, where it rains and then it gets overcast and nothing ever dries out. Get yourself some pumice. I will link to where I get mine from below. I can't find it locally. I get it shipped to me. If you knew me, I don't go through that much trouble very often for anything, but this turned out to be totally worth it, and I've ordered a few times, and I love this stuff. I really, really, really like pumice, pumice, pumice. What do you want for Christmas? Pumice. What do you want for your birthday? Pumice. Just pumice. Like, you want to be paid for helping somebody, and pumice. It's as good as gold to me. Okay, moving on. I have filled up this little pot pretty much to the top. There's still some room to work with. I have my succulents, then one little cactus I may or may not use selected in this little box, and put this guy over here. I always have little containers hanging around to just catch dirt and throw plants and random stuff in, and then it's very easy to help me clean up. And I have a little broom and dustpan, real handy right here, hanging on a hook that I screwed into the desk I'm working on. I think I'm about to drop it. We're just gonna let it fall. Okay. All right. So I remember, and I can't remember the source, but there was a really great little guideline for when you're potting something up and you want to make it a well-balanced pot. Tend to want to use odd numbers of plants, and you like to have something that's a little showier and then some more simple guys around it, or if you want to have a single plant that just really stands out and then not much else going on, maybe just topsoil, I'm sorry, maybe just more pumice, a dressing on top. I don't really like to use straight pebbles because they smother the soil here in Houston, and it doesn't let the moisture leave the dirt very well. So you just try and cover as many plants as you can, and then fill it in with your pumice or other little plants, or just leave it as it is. It's cool if you see the dirt. It's totally cool. It looks natural, and it gives the plants room to grow. So I think I'm going to start You want to start with your bigger dudes first and then add the little ones around it and play around with the arrangement and placement and pull them back up when you don't like it. It's okay. So I'm going to take, oh here, let me show you real quick. This is a really pretty Pearl von Nürnberg. This was featured in, I think, the last video, and I think we're going to give it a permanent home. I had topped it, and it's got tons of roots. Look, it's great. It's ready. So, oh my gosh, let me adjust this so I'm not just giving you all a show the whole time. Okay, so I just want to start by placing succulent into the soil. Roots first, of course. That is dumb. And then I'm gonna fill in around. There we go. I'm gonna fill in around the roots. Just kind of see where I like it, and I think that's good. And then I'm gonna have to add more soil to help it stay. It's really dry. It's okay to moisten your soil that you're working with the touch so it holds in place a little bit more. But I think that'll do for now. Then you can go back and add more later. And again, this is a funny angle to work with without spilling the plants all over the computer that I'm recording on, which hopefully will change. It's not a good setup, and bear with me. I'm working on getting a little bit better camera. So I've got a Pearl Von in there. I like it where it is. I want to find something that has some contrast to the purple. And since we always have a lot of greens, and purple and green are beautiful together, let's go with this guy. He's this really cool crested, possibly crested burrow's tail. Just like a nice rooted chunk of it. So, let's see. There we go. Just poking a hole with my finger, working the roots down to a comfy little spot, and then while it's in there, just positioning it, turning it a little bit while holding it in place and packing around it. Okay, and I like that. I do. Let's see. It looks good together. Okay, I think this is going to be one of those pots, instead of having a lot of space around there, we're just going to pack it full of succulents. And I got a nice California, this is a Graptocedum California Sunset. They get very red with pretty green and sometimes like freckles. And let's go ahead and tuck that one in. Sorry, I'm so used to working in my box, but you can't really see into it. Okay, out, hold it around. See, do you want it there? Do you want it there? Do you want it there? Where do you want it? There's a broken petal, a leaf, so that's okay. I'll hide that, and then it'll grow and be awesome again. So as you can see, I'm spilling all this dirt. Normally it's in this box, and then I'll just dump it back in here. So no problem. Okay, I think that's nice, right? That looks good. Oops, I'll fix you. Get back in there. And the roots, you just kind of have to use your fingers to gently, but persistently, push them back down where you want them. Alright. We've got green, we've got purple, we have red. What about yellow? I still haven't decided if this is a Sedum Adolphi, like a golden sedum, or if it is a Sedum nussbaumerianum. They're really similar, and I'm not alone in having trouble differentiating them, so I don't feel bad. This ain't college, right? Okay, that's real pretty. Oh, I really like how this is coming along. Yeah. And so we're just going to keep filling it up. Add more dirt. Okay. poking it down, right? I'm gonna come over here and go ahead and give myself a little bit more. Oops, I'm sorry. If you break a leaf, you know, I just knocked that guy off accidentally. I'm just gonna put it aside, and maybe it'll make me a new baby, maybe it won't. Okay, so we have to decide here. Are we gonna put another big one and fill up the rest of this space with babies? Or are we gonna fill the rest up, or are we gonna fill it with all babies? Like, I'm so sorry, smacking the burro's tail around. So I don't think I want to use the cactus, but I do. Look at that. This is a Warthia renoirti. Probably not saying that right, but we don't have any dark greens in there yet, and I think it's gonna make a really cute little center. Bring your eyes to the middle of it, and they're real tough. You can't really hurt them when you're working with them, and that's always nice. Have an easygoing plant to work with, right? This is really looking good. Really coming along. Let me see. I'll give you a good final shot at the end. I'll maybe take a picture and add it or something. We'll see. What I was saying about using odd and even numbers, I think I'm going to stick to in here instead of adding another red, like another California sedum, California sunset. I'm going to go in with a different look, a different little burro's tail, and start filling it in. I like this yellow, all these little shades of green together. And I think it does draw your eye to the colorful plants. So that guy had a little bit of stem on it. I'm going to bury it along with the roots and just call it a day. Okay. And it'll also act as a little bit of like rim cover. And I just knocked a little tiny leaf off of there, and I'm going to just put it aside. Okay. So, who did I think this was? I have a feeling this is the same, or that this might even be a golden sedum, even though it's green. That tends to happen. They you can call them one thing, and they'll be like, guess what? I'm going to be red, or I'm going to be orange, or I'm going to be yellow, or I'm going to be green. And sometimes they're all those colors at once, and it has to do with how much water and light and what the temperature is, and you only have so much influence unless you have a very controlled environment for these cool little plants. They just adapt to any situation, and that's their way of adapting. It just happens to look amazing. Look at that. This might be a Echeveria Fleur Blanc. It could be a Lola, but I do think this might be my one Fleur Blanc. I am just sometimes bad about repotting them over and over again and forgetting who I put where. And then I forget their names. Luckily, I only have 2 kids. That's easy to keep up with. And they're 7 years apart. Both boys, but, you know, I'm pretty good at telling them apart and knowing their names and remembering them. Sorry, kids. Okay, so, I like how it's coming together. A lot of times I wind up having to take them back out over and over again, but I really like, hold on, I'm just going to risk this blush. Yeah, you can't see that great, but I'll finish it up. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 babies going on in here. And I have room for, depends on what I use, but I'm looking over my shoulder to see if there's anybody. That light is totally bleaching the propagation table, but not gonna use the cactus. I think I'm gonna use, I have a little bit more of the burrow tail, right? The tiny burrow tail. I think I'm gonna put that in over here under, like, right around the sedum and the other one, right? And then I have one more. I'm gonna do the same thing. And again, you just kind of position them where you want them as you go, and you can go back later and really tuck them in where you want them. And reposition as needed. And I do think I'm going to keep a little bit of the negative space, because part of why I really like this is this little row right here. So at this time, I have a big bucket of pumice and scoops ready to go under this desk. So that's what I just grabbed. I wonder, let's see if we can get you a little bit closer. Oh my gosh. So I'm doing this because I do not waste my pumice. So I will not have any waste. My husband just got home and he's yelling and pacing on a phone somewhere. So I'm going to try and finish this really quick. Oh gosh, that's so pretty. Then I'll go around the back and tuck it in here and there. A lot of times you might want to even use tweezers if you really want to fill it in real well. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of the process of tucking the plants into the dirt, not really worrying about, it's nothing permanent. It's not like you're it's not like you're gluing them on. You can take them out whenever you want, and that's it. See, I told you it was easy. You're not gonna like get them looking perfect the first time, and you'll have some damage, you know, where I knocked the leaf off there and a leaf off there. You go back in with your little handy dandy. See me try to tag my desk. Look, so you can take your little powder brush and you can dust it off if there's any dirt on there. I did pretty good this time. The perlite, the pumice dust sometimes gets on some of the leaves. That's it. If you have any spots you want to fill, I love these little serger tweezers. You can kind of like get on in. But I don't really have any gaps that I'm too concerned with. Maybe back on the back side. Here, I just want to show you. It seems silly to do it one at a time, but you can do a few and then just distribute it like so down in there. Which may pour the whole thing out. I would totally do that. Just pour it all out. But let's see if I can get a little bit brighter. Okay. So sorry. The sun kind of went down in the process of me finally getting around to doing all this. Yes, I am holding my computer upside down. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So you like that? I would be happy to get this from somebody. Well, I hope that's helpful. And again, please bear with the totally jerry-built setup right now. But as far as recording goes, I will hopefully have something a little more decent. And it won't cause my computer to crash. And I'll get it done when the light is right. But I just really wanted to get this out of the way because, to be perfectly frank, this is my third time taking out half of the plants because it crashed on me. So I just wanted to knock it out and get it over with and get these guys back in the dirt. Oh, I really like them. Sometimes I impress myself. I mean, of course, there's better, more talented people out there. You take more time. Next time we'll do something a little more minimal and maybe use some rocks or something like that. Maybe even some weirdos, plants. And that's it. So I really hope this helped. Leave any questions. Eyes up here. Pothead. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Remember, we don't edit this, so you're stuck with all the goofball antics and me trying to figure out where the control is to hit pause, stop. Thanks, guys.